So every time I make a video, I start right away and you miss the first word. So this time I didn't do that. Hi. So I haven't made a video in a few days because it's been a very busy week. What have I been doing? Well, applying for work mostly, which is a little daunting. I had better luck last year when I wasn't about to move here than I currently am. But that's okay. I haven't given up yet, and I still have 3 or 4 trips back to Missouri over the next 3 months. So I just have to suck it up and keep applying for work. What else I've been doing is figuring out where everything goes in my tiny house. You would not think that was much of a problem because why? It's tiny, but it is a problem. The reason it's a problem is that you don't have as many places to put things, so where you put something needs to be very thoughtful. That is one of the most important things about living tiny. Everything you do is very thoughtful. You can't just open a drawer and put something in it because you have 50 other drawers in the house and it doesn't matter where you keep things. You have to think very carefully. Am I making the best use of this cupboard or drawer that I possibly can use? So when I started living here a month ago, a little more than a month ago, I had a very small shelf in the bathroom and a mirror. Now I have a very big shelf in the bathroom and no mirror. I moved the mirror, you can see it behind me, and I've been looking online for ideas about how to use the space in the bathroom most effectively. And one of the things that I read about, which I've seen in hotels, is a mirror that attaches to the wall like an accordion, has an accordion fixture, and I think I'm going to get one of those. Um, but I want to find one that the mirror is fairly large and it can just go against a small space on the wall. The shelf that I found, which I'll take pictures of another day when I do a little tour of the house again, is it has 2 shelves and a long drawer, and that way I can put things both that are hidden and that can be displayed. So I also found 2 antique sewing drawers, which if you've ever seen an antique sewing cabinet, they have long, narrow drawers. And I've now put those next to the wicker cabinet on which I have my printer. And that, excuse me. So I put things in there like handkerchiefs, which for anyone that's under the age of 50 is a cloth square that we used before they invented Kleenex, and fingernail clippers, tweezers, things like that. Things that would be in a vanity, but I don't have a vanity, so now they're in those sewing machine drawers. So I've also, by doing that, freed up some of the cubbies under the stairs, which I can use for things that I might need in the kitchen. So tiny living has to be very thoughtful. What do you have? Where do you keep it? And that's what I've been doing. The little shelf, I'm looking to my right because the little shelf that was in the bathroom is now on the wall next to my angel shelf. Let me see, there you can see it. And it has my new little wireless speaker on it and some of the knickknacks that were behind me on the shelf. You can see the painting that's above this shelf. That's a plein air painting by Nicole Thibodeau. She's a plein air painter that was one of 3 who displayed at Art and Suite 100, and I bought that painting from her, and I really liked that painting. Shows you again. It's very beautiful. It's called Cupcake. And the little things that are on this shelf, most of them were here, and you couldn't see that painting, but now you can. So maybe because I'm not working full time, I have more time to really go through each small area in the house and make sure it's effectively used. And that's important. Obviously, I do need to work and hopefully will be working full time soon. I obviously still have some law work to do, and that takes up some time. But while I'm not working full time, it's really important to get everything properly situated. I think what happens when we live in one place for a long time and we have a lot of stuff and a lot of places to put that stuff, we become complacent and we become admired by the things that we own. And one of the things about going tiny is now the things that you own become tools. They either become tools for your everyday life or they become tools for your spare time, but you don't keep anything that you're not going to use. And that's really a very, very powerful changing agent. You no longer have lots of stuff and you feel lighter. And but because you don't have a lot of places to put stuff, what you do keep has to be very thoughtfully arranged. I've also been meeting people at the park. Today I met the owner of the park. I have to say I had seen the guy around. I didn't know he was the owner. And he's very unassuming. He said this is a family park. They've only owned it for several years. It's been around for about 40, I think he said. And he seemed to take a lot of pride in the people that work for him and the park that he runs. They had a little event up at the rec room. They hosted a Super Bowl party. I do not care about football. I don't care about snacks and partying, but I do care about people, and I wanted to meet more residents. And I did. I met a new couple that just moved here a month ago, and they live in an Airstream and have a boat in the marina. That was pretty cool. Yesterday I met another new couple that just moved here yesterday, and they're in a renovated school bus. That was very cool. I haven't seen the inside of it yet. I can't wait. So I'm spending my time trying to make sure that my life here is stable, that it's commodiously organized, I guess you would say. I don't know if commodiously is the word it is now. And I've been doing a lot of writing. I think one of the things that has made an impact on me is that I feel like my living is now at its very basic essence. I don't feel any artifice. I don't feel that I have to pretend I'm somebody I'm not. And I've spent most of my life pretending that I'm somebody I'm not, or that I have qualities I don't have, or that I don't have qualities I do have. I think one of the things that I've learned, I don't know if I've learned this from going tiny or if I learned it and it inspired me to go tiny. It's a chicken and egg question, I guess. But I've learned that I spent a lot of time trying to be somebody I'm not for people who wanted me to be what I'm not. And that doesn't disrespect them. that just says that I was not being genuine and I did not feel I could be genuine. And I think for me, part of this experience has been becoming authentic. I fully expect that most people won't like who I am and what I am, but I'm okay with that because it's my authentic self. If that means I lose a lot of friends, then I'll either not have friends or I'll find new ones. As long as I'm kind to people and live by my values, I feel okay about that. And one of my values is living simply, living in a calm and serene environment, and not owning a bunch of stuff. Yes, I've had to buy things to live here. Some of the things that I previously owned didn't work in a tiny house, so I had to buy tinier versions of them or tiny home versions of them. And I didn't sell most of what I previously owned. I gave it away. I could have made some money by selling most of it, but I feel good about having given most of it away. I even gave things away to the new owner of my house. That was a lot of fun. So I guess I'm trying to say that you don't have to go tiny to learn the things that I've learned. And you won't necessarily want to go tiny if you learn the things that I've learned. But the process for me has been evolution, and I like what this process has allowed me to do and be. So that's a little bit more personal than I normally am in videos. It sounds more like a blog entry, I guess, but that's my life, and I wanted to share that with you all. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me and learning a little bit about my very tiny life, which has very little significance to anybody but me. But I appreciate your coming into it for a few minutes, and I hope you all have a great week. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.